crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I'm here this week with a Halloween series and a chance to win this Happy Halloween die from Memory Box. Recently I did a Sea Critters sort of week with a prize, and I wanted to kind of keep that going, so I decided I would do a Halloween week, and as part of the week I'll also be introducing you to a new digital stamp set that I have. But for today's card, I wanted to show you what the die looks like, since this is the prize that you can win this week. Basically, you just need to be subscribed to my channel and leave comments on the videos, and then I will randomly pick a comment from one of the videos, so the more you comment on, the better your chance to win. I have this die here, and it does not cut out the full words in the individual letters. Instead, it is a border die. And so it will leave the top half of the paper and cut out around the letters, but they stay attached to the paper. And when I found this die, I didn't really realize how big it was. It doesn't fit well across a regular A2 size card. It's a little long for that. And so I found that in order to make it work, I had to go diagonal on it. Now, I don't mind that, but I just want to make sure that I am clear on how large this die is. It looks to be about 6 inches across. And I thought that if I die cut it, oh, I'm sorry, it's actually 5.7 inches. There is a measurement right here on the package, which is 14.5 centimeters. So I thought, well, I'll put some adhesive on the back of this glitter paper. It's pretty thin glitter paper. I'll run it through my machine, and then that way all these little letters will already be sticky on the back. However, that did not work. I've done this with other dies in the past, and it has worked, but I think that because this is such an intricate die, it needs a little bit something to help it die cut through all of that. I find that like simple shapes would cut through the glitter paper and adhesive and be fine, but this didn't work out. So as you can see here, I'm really struggling with it. And to me, that is just not worth it. I was like, I'm just going to die cut it again and try. And unfortunately, that did mean that I wasted some of this glitter paper, but for the most part, I was able to just cut it down and save a lot of that glitter paper for a future project. Perhaps running it through my die cut machine a few more times would have helped, but ultimately the solution that I used, because I really was dedicated to using this glitter paper, was to not put adhesive on the back so that it wouldn't be as thick, and I used the Sizzix Precision Base Plate. And this is meant to make intricate dies cut a little better, and it did the trick. As you can see, it just came right out that time, no problem. So if you're working with an intricate die, my recommendation is to either add a shim or something to make there a little bit more pressure on the machine. And if you're working with thick paper, you probably will not be able to put your your adhesive behind it. So once I had that cut out, I knew I wanted to use some extra glitter paper, but if you see here, you can no longer read the Happy Halloween on top of this glittered pattern paper. And all of this glitter paper is from Die Cuts with a View, and I'll try to link to something similar in the video description below. So I needed something else to make this more prominent. So I selected from a stack of different colors of glitter paper this silver, and I'm going to trim it down here with my swing line guillotine trimmer. I've been really, really happy with that. I don't have to keep changing blades all the time now that I have the guillotine trimmer. And it does have a locking mechanism on it, and I keep it off to the side of my desk so that it doesn't take up a lot of room. Once I had the silver paper trimmed up, I was ready to line it up and do some trimming because I did not want a rectangle of the silver paper. I wanted to make sure that it lined up with the Happy Halloween sentiment, and so it would just be a strip underneath the Happy Halloween. And if you were wanting to conserve your glitter paper, perhaps using a smaller piece that was more suited to the exact size of the sentiment would be better. But I had some large 12 by 12 sheets, and so, to make things easier, I did just glue this whole panel on top of a rectangular piece. And here you see that I'm adding the adhesive since I could not get it to die cut with the adhesive, and I'm using the multimedia mat from Ranger to adhere that down. And even though this is glitter paper, I found that it stuck really well. And I wanted to also put a little bit of pressure on it. So you see I put my ruler on it for a second, and I'm going to use that ruler to help me cut out this sentiment. Now, you could use a paper trimmer for this part here, but you'd want to make sure you'd really precisely know where you were trimming and get a nice cut. I found that using a ruler and X-Acto knife worked well too. So I basically decided to create a little bit of a cut with the X-Acto knife since it wasn't going through the glitter paper. Again, this is like a thicker paper, but it has this really fine glitter that doesn't rub off. So even though it's a little bit fussy to work with, I think that it's worth it. And I used a scissor to trim that line that I created with my X-Acto knife. You could, however, keep tracing with an X-Acto knife. I personally find that if I try to cut things with an X-Acto knife and have to go over it time and time again, I tend to let my knife slip. And so I wanted to make sure that I got it right the first time since I'd already had to restart the card again. So because this has this like really pretty intricate die and these really awesome glitter papers, that purple paper on the bottom is also glitter. I think you can tell in the video, but I didn't want to add too much more. I thought that it actually was already a really pretty card. And so I did, however, have these glitter bats. And these are just something that I picked up from Michael's on clearance after Halloween, like a couple of days or week after. I always like to just see what's on one of those like crazy 80% off sales at Michael's. And so this is one of those things that I picked up really cheaply. And so they are already adhesive on the back and they are glitter. They are a little bit different of a black, which was a good thing because I could use them in the black section of the card and they still popped and they have these really cute googly eyes. So it worked out well. If you felt like the adhesive wasn't very strong, and sometimes it is a little more questionable when you're working with glitter, you can add a little multimedia mat because that does work well on the glitter paper. And that is it for my card today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in more crafting tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel. As mentioned, this is part of a Halloween theme week where you can win the die that I just used to create this card by simply leaving a comment in the video description below. I encourage you to also check out my social media links, and of course this is open internationally, so everyone is welcome to enter. Thanks for watching. Bye.